Signal Chasers.
Hello Internet and welcome back to Signal Chasers. There is a signal right there, and it is way too far away. That is, jeez. Let's turn on, well, we'll turn on lights, not that they'll help. Where even is that? That's just like, I mean, the other planets I don't think are that way. Where am I? The other planets are over there. That's just 100,000 kilometers off into space. So I guess someone's out there. Not too much has changed here with the old Signal Chaser and its conveniently bored hole. I think... See, the issue of... Well, not even an issue. I'm just not good at this job. I'm pretty sure I didn't have these welded up. I did that off camera. I can't remember because it happened over 20 minutes ago. But they're all welded now. That means today we can get up to some interior decorating, which is the best part of space engineers. I think let's find ground first. Let's take ourselves up out of this hole. Because, frankly, it's dark and I don't want to stay here. I guess I should just check and verify. What is my jump range? Yeah, 4,000 kilometers. So I would have to do... That would be... That would be a lot of jumps. We aren't getting there to that one. I do hope to find some strong unknown signals nearby though. Because we're to the point, if I'm, spot one and I'm paying attention when it shows up, we're to the point now that we can actually go for them. And speaking of going, let's maybe equip our camera. One thing we still, well, I would like, would be more uranium. We're doing fairly okay, but we don't have a ton of it. We do have plenty of ice. That almost looks like something. It's probably just like nickel. Let's go over there and see what we can see. Oh, and that's something I was going to do today. I was going to head towards the this moon here and see if I can find a trade station. Because that might be my better chance for fuel, is finding somewhere I can just buy it. So maybe we'll look at this rock, and if this rock doesn't have what we want, we'll just start... Maybe we just cruise towards the moon. Because we could probably jump beyond it. I have no real bearing about how far away that is. See, it's situations like this where I really wish the spectroscopy mod was a vanilla feature. Because it is, I mean, I guess to a degree it's kind of cheaty, but it is very handy not having to physically fly to asteroids and being able to scan them from a distance. And it's balanced by the fact that you sort of have to play a little mini game. So, yes, it's, it gives you potentially easier access to the stuff you're looking for without having to travel for it. But you can still get it wrong, travel to the asteroid and be like, oh, that was just ice when I thought it was uranium. Don't really have that issue when you're visually sighting it. Well, that's interesting. There are now 2 strong unknown signals there. That is definitely not uranium. Wonder if there's like a whole gang of people out that way doing some deep space stuff. Let's see what this useless resource is. Probably gold, actually. Is my ore detector on? Yeah? I think I'd be able to know what this is by now. Blue? Ah, there it is, nickel. Guess it's possible that there's uranium here, but nickel and uranium seem like an odd combo. Where did that moon go? There it is. On with plan B that was plan A and then became plan B momentarily. So, we are en route. Let's go ahead and do some planning. Now I did up here, I don't think I did this in episode, but I realized because of these sort of, this is all half block stuff, I realized this little corner bit would perfectly line up to make a little back wall, and it covers up the jump drive and a bit of the refinery from here. This is something I noticed with the interior of the ship. It's got a big refinery in it. If I go down to the other side, you know, it's not really the living room decor I wanted. So I think what I'm going to do is try and cover that stuff up as best I can. Let's go ahead. Let's maybe finish up this side. I'm thinking it'll be fairly simple. I suppose if I wanted, I could try and... I could try and work the cryopod into something up here. But I think that's going to be a real pain. It would basically mean I'd have to redo all the piping. Which I guess I could do. Essentially take this and move it. It would be in sort of this block orientation. And but then it's tight for the cryopod there. See, the issue is I can't really get rid of this block. No, actually. No. I can't because of this gap down here. I was thinking I could put a window in here, and then I'd be able to walk through it on the corner and get into a cryopod that's like here. But I don't think that's going to work. So yeah, I think we'll leave this as is. Cryopod will stay over with the living stuff over on this side. Which makes some sense. So that means I need steel. So, thinking panel there. Then I think I'm going to do light panels, which need construction components. And have these here as sort of the main lighting. So, similar to how I've done the airlocks. If I go back... Oh, and I smoothed this wall out. I don't think that happened before. So in my airlocks back here, I have this panel that's light and is covering up some sort of something in there. Oh, I think it's the back of a piston. So I'm going to do a similar thing in here. And then those sort of side panels will be the lighting for the majority of the ship. I may do something else in the sort of lower combined engineering area, but I'll figure that out when I get to it. So that's that. I'll have... Let's see if I can just build these. Yeah. So I'll have that as sort of the main medical area. Can come in here. The only question is what to do with this little corner. Is there anything else medical or that would make sense? I mean, I could do some of the decorative blocks, like this sort of medical station that really I wish you could recharge off of, but you can't. It's just decorative, as far as I know. Don't think that's useful. I could have like this lab, you know, that sort of makes sense. I'd like to fill this with something that makes, you know, that would make sense to be in here and would also be useful. Maybe I'll leave that for now. I will need some places to put the computing blocks. Oh. I was thinking up here, that will be plenty of space for some. May do some in here. Though, actually, this could be my answer to the, some of the other lighting. So we have this inset light block. Now the back of it is unfortunately industrial. As I was sort of envisioning using it down here a bit, like in the ceiling. But maybe we use them for the sort of mid-level. So we could have one there, and then one there sort of mirrored. That gives lighting in our stairwell. That'll also bleed into the cockpit, bleed into down here. And because the actual light is styled like one of the original lights, maybe I just stick some original lights down here. There and there. I could maybe do my panel trick down here, or, ooh, actually. I am always a fan of, these sort of floor-mounted guide lights. Especially in areas that are, you know, passageways, service corridors. They just kind of give it a cool, underlit mood. So you may have noticed that I keep peeking my head out the front of the ship. It's mainly to check to make sure I'm not careening towards an asteroid, because they do have a tendency of appearing in your path. It's okay. Instead of having one theme for lights, I've gone with 4 themes for lights, but that should be fine. I guess this is no longer, doesn't quite need to be as it is. Could change that. I think I'd initially planned to have a turret up here. And I guess I could. But honestly, at this stage, I'm kind of feeling the pacifist ship unarmed aesthetic. So maybe what I'll do is... Ooh. Though actually... So it's not strictly necessary. I guess hopefully it won't be strictly necessary. Maybe I put a parachute block in here. And then like a second one at the back off the thruster. Oh, which speaking of, I need to move the thruster back a block. That's a job for today. But my thought there... So this ship is not designed for planets. And it would probably not do well on a planet. But... I do think I could probably take off with the tail thruster. So launching it as a rocket, sort of how I launched from the moon initially. But obviously that's going to be tricky to land. So if I have parachutes, I'd have the option, if I were to accidentally drift into a planet, you know, somewhere where I didn't have the power to get out of, I could deploy parachutes, land on parachutes, and then figure out how to get myself off the planet. I think that's a good enough idea to implement. I will, however, change this one because I no longer need the downward facing thing. And I actually, just because I think they're neat, I think I'm going to use a pipe. Since this area is now sort of, you know, exposed main corridor. I could even use a pipe T-junction, even though it's useless just for the looks. Let's see how that looks. We'll get some power and think on it, but I think that's a little too much. We're getting close to this moon, relatively. We're about 40 kilometers from the asteroid we were at. I'm not seeing a broadcast for a station yet, but I don't know exactly the range, so hopefully as I get closer something will pop up. Okay, well, we're pretty close to this moon now. I mean, you know, not crazy close, but fairly close. I'm just doing a scan. It's possible that any stations that are there are outside our sort of view distance. In fact, it's pretty probable, I guess. But I think it's also equally likely that there's not much going on here. What I may do is actually... So I'm gonna turn on the dampeners for a bit just to adjust our trajectory. I'm gonna essentially fly over top of the moon. Hopefully outside of its gravity well. Just so we can check the other side, and then what I may do is jump back towards Mars. Because while this alien planet seemed fine, there doesn't really seem to be that much action out here. Well, at least over on Mars, well, I'm in the middle, so I can quickly go between here and Earth. You know, assuming all the signals don't spawn in the depths of space. So on this side, this is going to be sort of my main living area. So I think what I'm going to want, I'm probably going to be using a lot of the sort of modular inset stuff. Do I want a bed? Do I have a bed and a cryopod? I may see if I have room for it. What I do kind of want is a couch. And I think that would work well in there. Then... well, maybe I stick an aquarium in the medical room. Might be tempting. But I think I'm gonna want the modular kitchen. Which I can't put there because of the vent. So that's the issue with these new fancy blocks. You kind of need the room for them. And this is a tight space. Well, I do think maybe bathroom area here. Kind of off the stairs. You come up into the bathroom. I'm sort of... We'll just say for the sake of roleplay, I'm envisioning this being a one-person, an intimate private cruise experience. So I don't have to worry about the fact that you can see straight into the shower when you walk up the stairs. And then... Ooh. Hold on. I've discovered revolutionary shipping. Oh. Is that a station down on the surface? Oh, no. I can't tell. But 9 kilometers doesn't seem like other side of moon. Alright, well we may be getting that, we may be getting those parachutes quicker. I think we should try and see if we can get down there. Go ahead and adjust this. Oh, which is going to take forever.
Inventory full.
Yep. So, this should be fairly easy, though. Do I put a full... It should be good to put one of these. Just kinda... stick this in the middle. I'll build a wall surrounding it. And then I can just stick my thruster back on the end. And do I still want that thruster? Yeah, I think I still want the normal thruster. This one... I don't know, this one sort of works. But it sticks out 2 blocks back, whereas the other one just sticks out the 1. And I think that's going to look better in the long run with how the rest of the ship is. So... now we weld this back up. I guess I could build a welder to do this, but... in fact, if I were smart, I would have built this as a welder for the pass-through, left it in line, and then I'd have a inline repair system for both my main thruster and my main fuel tank. You know, we don't do smart things here. Okay. So, we now have 2 parachute hatches. Let's get in here. I can set... probably under ammo? No. There it is. We'll just make 10 canvas should be enough. I can't remember if it's 3 or 5 per block. Let's go ahead and set up a group for these emergency chutes. I think my plan here, I'm just gonna head to the surface. We'll see if I can fly. So, and you may be wondering, why are you building parachutes for a moon? This moon, as you can tell by the orange orb, does have an atmosphere. I believe, though, it still has relatively low gravity. It might be moon levels of gravity, which means I shouldn't need a lot to fly, but I will only have hydrogen thrust to do it. So my plan is to fly down there, hope I can fly, maybe, tail sitting, and then If I can't, I hopefully am fairly close to my destination, and I parachute down. So, yeah, let's do this. It will be real unfortunate when I get down here and all they have is like magnesium. Or, you know, hydrogen and basic tools. But I guess the benefit, well, there's not really much I need down there. I mean, that blue stuff I'm pretty sure is ice, so I guess I could stock up on some more of that. Oh. I'm discovering a lot. I'm not seeing any beacons. Oh. Now I am. Okay. Well, never mind. This place is apparently hopping. That one's probably on the surface. That one is either on the other side on the surface, or it might be in space. So I guess regardless, we can try and land and see what we can do, and we are in gravity now. Nose up. Again, I'm gonna hold off on the chutes until the last minute. We are flying, though I don't know if we're in atmosphere. I kind of doubt it, given I can see the atmosphere. Let's drop back down. We won't have a ton of time to trigger these chutes. Oh yeah, we are... Okay, we're no longer slowing. Let's nose up. Okay, we instantly killed all of our velocity except for the direction that our bottom thrusters are pointing. So I can fly, I just look like a weird Dorito. And my flight controls are a little awkward. Just have to reverse to the ground here. Actually landing's gonna be a bit of a trick, because I do have the miners sticking off the back. Though I should be safe if I'm in this safe zone bubble. Okay. Hello, station. I might be landing on top of it. Well, we have plenty of fuel, luckily. Okay. Let's bring in our wings. I guess I'm gonna try and, I don't know, get as close to the ground as I can and flop it down onto the landing gear. Oh. Okay, I think the miner's touching. There we go. Okay. Yep, we can't support ourselves. But we're locked. And thanks to the power of magic bubbles, we didn't explode. Getting back up again is going to be a pain. But, hello, space station. Or not space station. Not as big as I thought it would be. Okay, I take it down is where I go. Yep. Okay. This is a quaint little place. Uh, Oh, that's my inventory. I was like, oh, well, that's a disappointing amount of stuff. Okay, what do we got? So they have artillery and assault cannon. That was terrifying. Apparently they have auto-closing doors. That or there was someone else in here I didn't notice. Okay, anyway. Got sodas, we got plushie. Could get some hydrogen. Yeah, it's not looking like they have anything. They don't stock uranium. Now I could, if I wanted to. So I believe large railgun, sabots, what else? Rockets contain a little bit of uranium. There was one other, I think artillery shells have a little bit in them. So if I'm real desperate, I can buy, I could buy ammunition and break it down for uranium. Now, again, I kind of am curious to try some of these contracts, but I'd like to do contracts somewhere where I know I can buy fuel. Or buy, I guess, the things I need. Oh. Okay, well this is just a quick access to the store thing. I'm guessing this is, yeah, just like living quarters. Which is lovely, but not helpful. Okay. Well, can I build in a safe zone? No. That's a bit of a pain. So, I guess what I can do then... How am I gonna take off again? And I'm basically gonna need to nose myself up and then boost off. I wonder... Which of... Oh, I'm gonna have to nose up regardless to get out of here, out of the safe zone. I'm wondering... So we have these... Where are they? Yeah, the flat thrusters. Which I can't see because I'm in a safe zone. The flat thrusters. They're flat little half-block things. Now, they are weaker than a normal thruster. But I'm wondering how many of these I would need to stick on here to be able to lift off. Like if I ran them down here... I think part of the issue is most of this is the floor inside, and, you know, you may be able to tell from the hole with turbine blades in it, these are not airtight. Guess I could stick some off the side, even temporarily. Maybe down here. That's tempting. Because then, at the very least, I'd be able to operate this thing, you know, on the relatively weak moon planet gravity. Okay, well, let's see. So I'm looking through the factions here. So these guys are... Yeah. Galactic Engineering. Hopefully, I may have to blur this whole thing just in case anyone's decided to use dirty words. Mystic Engineering is another NPC one. I'm looking for someone that would be... Revolutionary Shipping. Sacred Drillers. SADR. Who is that? That's that other one that's on the surface. Oh. Uh-oh. I think I've been recognized. So hopefully that's not a descriptive of my current situation. I hope I'm not marooned here. Okay. Thrusters on. Thing off. Got interrupted and distracted. That SADR beacon. They may have... awkward. They may have things I can use. They may have ores, because they drill things. So, if we rise gracefully into the air, rotate on our axis, and then thrust downward over there. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go up. I think up is the better option here, and we'll just travel through space. My goodness. But now we know we can land. We are not marooned here. And if we're lucky, these guys may have some useful ore that we can, well, purchase. I need to set up group for my reverse thrusters again. Granted, this is the first time it's been important, but I can't turn my dampeners off, otherwise I will, land again. That means I'm having to use thrust constantly to fight. I may actually turn my reactors back on a bit, just so I'm not maxing battery power. I guess I could be even more efficient and actually leave the gravity well, but then I have to fly all the way back down, and I figured it's easier to just kind of, get up to where I can fly and then just fly. Again, it seems like fuel will be fairly prevalent here, at least for hydrogen, so if I get real desperate, I can come and get some. I am thinking this other beacon is on the other side of the moon in space, though. Just because of the, getting the feel of the radius I've traveled around the planet. So, what I may do, if these guys don't have what I'm looking for, I may just hop up there and see what this other station's got going. Oh. That's interesting. There is another thing down there. I hope that's not something that's like, pirate or someone who's set up to gun down ships coming into the station. Guess I could look at it, but I believe I'm currently falling. Let's see if we can get into the safe zone. Rotating to tilt mode. We have to over tilt. We are within weapons range of that thing, but it's not killing us. If anyone's on board, they probably think I'm an insane person. Probably because I am. Okay. What is... I'm about to ask what is my orientation, as if I have any way to really usefully perceive that. My orientation is wrong, is the answer. I think I should... Oh, if lag doesn't happen, I should be able to position myself and kind of nose down. I don't want to stick the miner outside the safe zone in case the game decides it's not safe. Oh, and I landed with my foils out. Oops. And I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Anyway. Okay. What do these guys have? They have a gap in their landing deck is one thing. Alright, they've got an ATM. Actually, I should probably use that ATM because I think I have some credits that need to get put somewhere. Let that repressurize. Alright, well, they have a vending machine. Let's see if they have an actual store block. Nice little counter. Ooh. This is a big station. Okay, contracts. That looks like store. Okay. Well, they have gold. They have magnesium, nickel, platinum, but no uranium. They'll buy uranium. Eh, dang. Well, peek in their bathroom. That's sort of what I was afraid of. I mean, it makes sense. Uranium's kind of a rare resource. So you're probably not going to get a lot of it. Let's... Yeah. We've done a bit of designing. Let's see if we can get to this other station. Alright. Thrusters. Gear. 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 Thankful the damage doesn't happen in the safe zone. Also thankful I stuck 2 gyros on this thing, because that really helps. Hope I'm clear of the station. Whoa! Whew. Hey, at least I don't need much to get to orbit. Yeah, so this thing is not designed for planets. I think we'll stick to not planets for the foreseeable future. I could always build... I have the second area where a connector will be there at the back. I could always build a sort of just little planetary shuttle. That may not be a bad idea. It's basically just a cargo container with enough thrust to reliably get back to orbit. Because then I could go, you know, shuttle down to planets even if I needed things. Again, in theory, most of what I need is going to be in space because it's the unknown signals. It's burned this way. So this other thing is definitely in orbit. I'm just going to head there to see what they've got. It looks like I've been fully discovered. So, it's a good thing that we're however many episodes deep. I'm still at the point, just for context for anyone curious, I am recording this episode the day that the Marooned on Triton series ended. This finale just went up a few hours ago. So, this will be beginning next week. I better try and stay extra hidden because I'm going... the floodgates may be open soon. It may be hunting season for old Red S Games. Okay. Third space station. Let's see what we got going on here. I guess it's technically only the first space station of the day because the others weren't space stations, but... I mean, the moon's sort of space, even if it's atmospheric and covered in water ice. At least I don't have to land on my tail end this time. So it's hard to... The wibbly of the station makes it real tricky to see what is an approach vector. You know, I think I'm going to go around to this other side, too. Just to really get the full experience. Oh, can I... Wonder if there's enough room for for the king shrimp here if I reverse in. Can I align? Oh, it's gonna be tight. Is there enough room for my wing on the other gantry? Oh no. I think there might be enough backwards room, but I don't think I can move left enough because of the spacing. I almost take up this entire, here. Almost take up both gantries. Let's use this one that's right next to the king shrimp. I want to be able to walk out onto this station. Okay, that's the best I'm gonna get. And go through the completely unnecessary airlock. Yeah, I mean, if you just walk, you're gonna have a bad day, but a little hop and we're there. Look at that, we're almost professional. Oh. I wonder if I would have had... Nah, I would not have been able to get it onto that end one. Okay, let's see what these guys got, and then that's probably going to be the episode. Is this... I don't think that pressurizes. Okay. What do you have for sale? This is another one of the spaceship people. Yep. I mean, again, I could just buy a ship and scrap it for parts, but at this point I don't really need the parts. Okay, well, all in all, not too productive of an episode. Whoops. Okay, it's harder to jump back into the airlock. Just, there we go. Probably should have just flown around. So yeah, not too productive in general, but we've got a little bit of design. I think we've got a plan laid out. Ish. And we've scouted out. We definitely know there are stations about. It's just kind of a matter of finding one that's got what we need. And I'm beginning to think it's not going to be as easy as I'd hoped. So, yeah, I think I'm going to jet off from here and hunt down a place to sleep. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. There'll be more of this to come, and hopefully we're getting very close to actually finishing this ship. I hope to do that next episode. But until next week, bye-bye.